Good morning out there, everybody. Morning stream. Rare retro coder morning stream. He's up and about, letting everyone know I'm still around. Had to have a couple of nights off. I did intend to do a stream yesterday, but I stayed to work till after midnight. I was done for. It's getting busy at my work. But been looking forward to doing this coding stream. I had a thought. Of course, this would probably be a short stream in a day because I expect no one will be here anyway to watch it. But also I've got work later on. Might do a bit of gaming in between, and then definitely, I hope, some coding this evening, unless the same thing happens again. But I had a thought about our collision code here, and it occurred to me that we can just check in the screen memory rather than going through the map like this and finding out where we are. Now, we'll still want to do this for enemies, I expect, so it's not wasted completely. We'll use that code again, but I'm kind of thinking we could comment this out and make a much simpler version. Pretty much all the collision code, actually. That's fine. Yeah, so like I say, I haven't done much coding, but I have been thinking about the code. Keep these two. But all of these actual collision codes here, it's almost worth just working in a copy of the project, to be honest, rather than comment all this out. I'm commenting it out rather than deleting it for two reasons. One, what I write might not work, and then I want to fall back to this. But secondly, the what am I on about? I don't even know what I'm doing at this time of the day. Yeah, secondly, the enemies code, spawning enemies, will use the same logic. So I'm not just going to delete it. But I guess what I'm basically saying there is we don't need to worry about the world position in collision code. I was thinking we were reading off the screen memory, but we're not. Once we write the level into the screen, which is done here, draw view somewhere here. I felt like we were writing the actual data onto the screen because that's the same address where the screen used to be. But actually it's writing tile map data, so we can just read it as if it's part of the map, and we'll only see what's on the screen at that time. So none of this mul will be needed. It'll be much more simple. But really, I shouldn't have commented them all out. I'm going to have to probably write them all separately. Alright, comment that one out. Oh, it won't let me. There we go. Right, now I can just delete this stuff. So instead of loading HL with level 1, we'll just load it with the screen, our map screen, memory space. Then we ain't going to need world Y. We'll need player Y. Now let me just peek that. It's just 1 byte. Hello, Moz, mate. Yeah, I thought I'm normally just completely zonked out at this time of the day, recharging. But I basically did that last night instead, so I thought I'd pop in, show everyone I'm still about. I was thinking about the code a lot, but when I got, like I say, I finished work after midnight yesterday, so I just could not be bothered to even come on to say that I couldn't come on. Yeah, it's stupid o'clock. And I was completely zonked out, so I just watched a couple of TV shows. But I had thought about this code, and you know, this was all well and good where I created a world position. But then I suddenly realised we can just read from there and see what tiles on the screens. I'm hoping anyway. Then again, now I think about it, I'm not quite sure it is any easier actually. I believe. Well, that's the thing. I think the tile map is laid out in a different. Oh god, I think I've got myself into a problem here already. Yeah, the tiles. They don't fill up. Well, I don't know what they do actually. Well, how about we just give it a try, what I was going to try. I think it's going to fail actually now. 40 by 32. And it starts there. Let's get a calculator out a second. It is outrageous. I was thinking about doing some gaming, but then I thought, you know, it's been quite a few days since I've done some decent coding. Yeah, so I think it only goes up to there, the screen. Exactly, Moz. Just try it. Trial and error, innit? I don't think it's going to work now I think about it. Because the tiles are laid out in that size, yeah, 40 by 32. And they start here. So my calculator tells me it's only going to end there. But if I was going to use the this as a screen, I was about to go down a number of lines and that. I don't think it would work. Okay, well, you know what? That's reaffirmed me that my other way was good. And I'm happy with it now. Because it did work, but I was just driving around in my car thinking, hang on. We just can read it straight from the screen. In that case, I think that was already commented out actually. Yeah. In that case, I guess I've got to try and figure out Oh yeah, I'm running at 60 FPS because I noticed when I watched it back. Oh, they're not flashing anymore. Huh. That's weird. I wonder why that is. Hmm. They should be animated. That's weird. It worked perfectly before. I noticed when I was watching it back, it didn't look like it was working perfectly because of the frame rate I was running in. It looked really bad, but on my screen, it looks really good. I mean, it needs to be there's no like delay between the frames at all, so it needs that. But that's crazy. Hmm. I can't understand why not. See, it looks complicated, but all it's actually doing is cycling between two bits. I wonder if I just change this. So it's glowing. It's just not changing for some reason. I've noticed it's running faster as well. I forgot what I did to do that because I felt like it was running slow the other day. Oh dear, I've absolutely forgotten everything. Do you know I am thinking of doing Spiky, the original, on the next. I had a thought about that as well. That'd be a really fun project. Maybe we could port in some of the code as well. Not a lot of it, I doubt. But I've forgotten what even makes him move fast. It wasn't that I changed the speed. It's like the whole game's running faster. Oh yeah, I think we had that at higher number before. No, it was something else actually. Yeah, good shout, Moz. Although I think I'll take your sprite as a base if I've still got it because I did lose my hard drive. I can't remember whether I've still got that sprite actually, but yeah, it would be good if we had. Damn, I shouldn't have changed these things. I just went in quickly and changed that, and it sped up the game. It's to do with the scrolling, I guess, as well. Let me have another look at the game. It's just a little bit too quick. I'm guessing it is just this. It's not a lot slower. Oh, I remember this now. It's not perfect, this function. And I think it has steps. Some numbers make a lot more difference than others when you increment. Yeah, that's a lot slower now. Whoa. That's quite a lot better. Oh, and that's flickering now. How strange. Do you get to see that on your screen, flickering fairly regularly? Or is it completely glitched? The pumpkin. It's funny, the ghost's animated on mine as well, but you don't see it on the stream, really. It's too fast, the animation. That'd be a nice easy thing to change for today. But you see how the sprites like jump, like what's the word for that, you know? They don't scroll smoothly. And I was thinking, the way we move the sprites, perhaps it should be exactly the same as the scrolling. Like, I did have an idea in my head how to do that, but I've forgotten that as well. But with the scroll tiles, we only load the column on the right, and then the rest of it time it gets scrolled. So let's look at how that's happening. Current scroll gets incremented, so it's hardware scrolling, so we'll have to like mirror that or emulate it. We can't just do the same thing. So check in view seems to be moving the thing as well. Calculate screen position. I think what we need to do is apply the current scroll as well as this. So we've got world Y. We don't really need to worry about Y. Y is perfect as it is. So we're already using offset to get the camera's right side. Now we're at the camera's left side. That's in B. That's all good. Then we got World X. Okay, yeah, so we're now in relative space to the screen. Yeah, so we want to add the offset, maybe subtract it, the current scroll. The thing is, current scroll, or does it become negative? I think it might. So when the function called scroll right, it actually scrolls the tile map to the left. If you think about it, it's a bit of a badly named routine in a way, because it's in the tile map routines assembly file. Scroll left is technically correct, maybe, but scroll right's fine as long as you realize that, obviously. So we move the player, forget all that. That's if we are at maximum. But this scroll thing, funny how increasing the scroll is what's moving it to the left. Very confusing. Yeah, it is flickering. I'm going to definitely slow it down so we have a fixed. What I need to figure out is how to have it in milliseconds. That's what I want to do. There should be a way to make a generic routine that just animates whatever is in like HL or whatever. I'll check that out sometime. It looks to me like it's positive when it's moving to the left. So they've had the same sort of thing when they've designed that, I think, where right is left because you're moving your player right, you know. And then left. Oh, same thing. That's strange. Sub B. This could get interesting then. So at some point this is a positive number and some point it's a negative, but it remains the same in the variable. But the way we use it's different. So I guess we've got to do a check in here what direction we're moving in. I think I'll just put that in the level manager actually. Variable saying scroll direction. Let's just set it every time to that. Okay, so then we know what way the map's scrolling. For now, let's just pretend it's always moving right while we're writing this. So I believe we want to sub the current scroll. I'm never sure if that works, to be honest. I've had problems with sub. I'll try. I'm not even sure if that works. Unfortunately, I might have to mess around with A just to test it, because I don't know this routine's going to work in the first place. So what I'm trying to do is subtract the value that's already in A from the value that's already in A with current scroll. That's what that does. See if it even likes that. I've got a warning. So in other words, it didn't like that code. Yeah, line 128. In that case, let's try the sub, like I said, like I first said. I'm not sure it'll do that. Now I got another warning. Damn. Push AF. Load A current scroll. Load BA. Pop AF. Sub B. It's probably a lot better way of doing that, but I think that'll get what I need. Okay, no warnings. Oh, that's definitely not working. It's quite a funny little effect though. First I will just see what it looks like with add AB, but you know it's just going to be the reverse of what I just saw. Yep. I believe that it is sub, but I think we just need like a small fraction of it. It's obviously in cells or something. Still in cells here, aren't we? I bet. World X. Here's where we multiply it back. So I actually probably want to do it there. Which makes it even more convenient actually. Because we can do that now. A sub in it. Oh damn, we can't do sub. What a pain. Oh. Yeah, that was fixed for going left then. Did you notice? See how rubbish it looks now, like, for both directions. Right still looks rubbish, in fact worse, but left, perfect. So this would be, because like I said earlier, we have to check if we're going left or right, don't we, yeah? So that would actually work straight away if we were only going left. Unfortunately, we can't do sub HLA. Yeah, definitely, definitely. It won't take long this, I don't think. I mean, we could just make 2 jumps. What should I call them though? It's calculating the screen position. It's sort of basically setting the position of the sprite as well, according to where we are in the map. That's a crap name, but who cares? I don't know why I cut that, because I actually do need it there as well. Pretty much. But we'll jump to that if it's left. Oh yeah, I don't need it, do I? So if only we could do sub HL there, it'd be fine, but unfortunately I'm pretty sure we can't. It probably doesn't help that I'm running on a bloody 144 Hz monitor now, so the 60 Hz doesn't actually show you what I'm seeing. Yeah, I guess I'll try it with sub, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. Yeah, complete error, illegal instruction. I know there's something like SBC, but it has to be in DE. So let's do that. Well, it doesn't have to be in DE, but it has to be in a 16-bit pair. I think that's how you do it. Oh wait, yeah, no, it should work, shouldn't it? Oh god, that definitely don't work. Left definitely does. Let's look up SBC on Z80 Evan. SBC HLDE. Sum of second operand and carry. So do I have to clear the carry somehow? Hmm. Or A. Wait. Yeah, I don't need A at this stage, so that's fine. Let's try that then. Well, that's annoying. I want to go over here just so I can see him from the left. Yeah, that's how it should be. That's sweet. What a shame. Maybe just add. Maybe it does go negative. No, if that was the case, it would have worked a minute ago when I didn't have the compare. So that's pretty much perfect. And that's not, but I can't quite figure out what's going on. Yeah, left is pretty sweet. I mean, maybe it's 1 pixel out occasionally if you scroll really slowly. Maybe it was just my eyes. I thought I just had to sub the current scroll, but current scroll is obviously doing something slightly different on the left. It is a bit strange because we still ink it, we still compare with 8. But of course, we start it from 8, look. Aha. Perhaps just add 8 to it. It's worth a try. It's worth a try. Nope. Sub 8? This will go all over the place, I think. I've said that before and then it works perfectly though, so. Oh no. Damn. The bloody offset. The scroll. This is gonna take some clever brain power. I'm gonna have to roll a cigarette. Left is working fine, isn't it? So I don't know why I'm looking at left. But left is the one we're actually starting from 8 and subbing. And that's the one that's working. Interesting. See, I guess they've got to match up exactly for them to look exact. Make a game where you can only go left. It's a good idea. Flappy Birds, but lefty. Make a whole trend for left-handed gamers. So I note that we're decreasing A there. No, that's the offset. Oh, of course, of course. I'm trying to see whether we decrease the scroll. It looks like we ink the scroll as normal. Compare 8. Can't just go A. Isn't that the same as making A0? Surely at this stage. Oh no, that's a cool Z. So it loads A with the current scroll. Puts... Oh no, look, it's saving the current scroll. And then subtracting from A. Okay, yeah. Right, so that's, I think, what makes it tick in the negative direction then. L type, I like it, man. That's good. If it takes me too long to figure this out, I'm definitely considering that. That's a good name. But I get what's happening there. So instead of starting from 0, it starts from 8 and then subtracts the current scroll. So that's what we need to do, I guess. Let's split that across so I can see it again. Where's objects? It's funny though how the left one works, and this is the one where we're doing this stuff. But for this one, the right one's the one that doesn't work, innit? So we've probably got to do something like the reverse of that, but somehow this works on the left one. So I think, yeah, we just want to add A sub the current scroll. Let's try that. It's strange though still that when this is the right and this is the left. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, now the collision's broke. That's... I mean, it needs attention, the collision, but we already knew that. It's only half baked at the moment. Boom. Next step is to, and I won't probably be doing that this afternoon. I might do, or I could start it, but it's to make a nice long level. But before I do the long level, I want to make the background look nicer in some way, because it looks a bit boring, just a black screen. I'm going to need some maybe collectibles. It's not going to be anything like Ghouls and Ghosts, the game. I mean, to make it like Ghouls and Ghosts, we'll need the attack animation. We'll need to put the lance in there, all that crap, the graves. The ground has to raise up as you move along and all that sort of stuff. So it's not going to be like that. It's going to be more like, you know, going to pick up coins. That sort of malarkey. Yeah, nice one, isn't it, Moz? Look at that beast. The only thing that's clunky now is sometimes when you turn right, if you're, depending on where you are in the cell, I think it can look a bit more clunky sometimes. It's quite addictive to play though, for some reason, just even as it is. Right, what next then? I thought that might have took longer than that. I've given up on changing the collision. I quite like the collision right now. I'm going to refine it later so there's more cells being checked and in advance of moving and that. Background of some kind, I think. Damn, I can't edit the tile sheet without going into the art software. Don't really fancy that. Maybe let's add a bunch of pumpkins. For a start, let's see if it works when there's just one in the world. Of course, I think they're too wide. So I actually want that to be like 12. That'll do for pumpkins. And now look what I mean about the slots, right? The slot ID. They're all 10, so we'd only see one of them. But you'll notice, I don't think they can share a screen. Yes, they can, but let's make it so they can't. So now I could just do that. 10, 11, 10, 11, and they could be any numbers pretty much at the moment. Oh, it's not there though. Oh, interesting. So there's the other ones, or just one of them. That is interesting. Whoa, there they are. So the slot was conflicting somehow with something else I was doing. Interesting. Alright, let's try 0101. Not there. Oh. Didn't realise that. When I done the Red Dwarf game, it was only about how many were on the screen at that time. I must have set it up slightly differently and more efficiently without knowing. Because I could have like 60 on the screen at once. And then walk down and have another 20. Just wonder. 0, 10, 5, 15. Player. Player slot. 60. Let's go for 58. Okay, they're there now. So I'm not massively understanding the slots. But they are now sharing. No, they're not sharing. Okay. So that's definitely our problem in this version of the code. They can't share. Which is kind of a bummer. Because that limits us to 64 objects, including the player. I'll have to have a play around with this now. There's obviously something in the drawer. I need to check. Like, I think it's something to do with turning the visibility off. And what happens was, it was going through, finding this, turning it on. then finding the same slot but turning it off because it was not on the screen. Probably demonstrate that. Nah, I can't really. So to fix that, but I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm reckoning I need to find the bit where I turn it off on the view draw, check view thing. And only do that if it's alive. Maybe we could get away with just putting it in here. Check in view. So it's not even going to check in the view, that's the problem. Yeah, so we always have to check in the view. It's too tricky for me right now. But that's how you're going to sort it, really. Finding some way in there to check if it's alive. But I don't want to make it so that it never checks and never turns it on. So I have to think of a better way. It's definitely doable, I reckon it is. I'm pretty sure I have that done in the Red Dwarf one. Or at some point I did. Okay. Yeah, the next step for me is just to draw some really good sprites or rip them. I can't really think of that much to do here now. What can we do to the enemies? Let's make them move a bit better. That's the only thing with having, we've got an objects array. And it's quite nice having the enemies in there when they're just not doing anything. But if I wanted to add stuff to this, I'd have to just unnecessarily add it to the objects as well. It's probably better to have an enemies class separate. That's just very similar. Yeah, I'm thinking of that, Moz. But I'm just thinking about whether I should keep using it in this array like this as part of the objects, or whether it should have its own. Maybe it's okay like this. We know its type from that, so we can do a comparer and then have like some constants, especially for ghosts, you know. So where's update? What are we doing here? Let's just call it cool handle behavior. I'll put it right at the bottom. So of course here, this is where we want to check, like, by the way, we're looking at one object here. So we actually want to do compare here as well. IX plus 1 is the type. So if it's a pumpkin, return. Again, we could do something similar to what we've done with the collision, where if we want stuff to have a behavior like an enemy, or you know, even a power up that moves or whatever, we'd set that to a higher, because these are just numbers, yeah, these are just numbers that I've given a name to. So if we made sure that like everything that didn't move was 0, 1, 2, 3, and then here when we do a compare, we'd just say, is it less than 5, you know, or we'd have a constant for it anyway. But so anyway, that's how I'd deal with that. So we'll handle behavior. Ix plus 1 again. Here we'll specifically find out what type of object it is. And just jump to the right one. Lots of hard coding going on with me, but it's nice. It's a nice way to do things, although it's not the most optimal. It's nice to be able to see everything so clearly, because it's all split into little chunks. So if it's a ghost, we'll just move it, yeah? And that's where we do need something here. This is where already it's a slight problem. We do have position. Thing is, we constantly set its position as we scroll, yeah? So what we need is like an offset to that. I guess we'll do it on every object. I'm still rolling that cigarette from like half an hour ago. We'll do it on all of them. Of course it needs to be that. I'm just putting it at the end because I'm lazy. Probably not the best, you know, it'd be better off up here, but at least it'll be less confusing really being at the end. What the hell? Oh, I don't know. So all we've got to do is change that in some sort of like a algorithm, or whatever the better word for that is. Logical, like, formula. Some people are very clever. You can make like an orbiting between having these two numbers. You can somehow make them orbit around a target. You know, I used to be able to do it with a lot of help. Can't think of that off the top of my head though. I'll probably just make it move left and right for now. We'll just put a constant here. Ghost max movement x equals 2. Let's try that. Now, are we moving in cells? I think we are here. Well, it depends where we add it to. We could add this on the scroll bit quite easily, where we're just doing it per pixel. It's probably best to do that. Let's just put 30. So all we're going to do right now is just move the ghost's offset up and down by that amount, you know, up to a maximum of that. And where we do the object draw, no, it was the scroll. We're now going to have to apply that offset to it as well before we add HOA. I think it's 12. Yeah. And same over here. This is where my maths brain lets me down. Some people are so good at this. We're basically looking at moving an object over time, with time being a, whatever the word is, like a constant, and then coming up with some way of moving it in a wave style would be the best option, you know. Left, right, getting faster and slower. But I'm just going to probably have to yeah, this is where I struggle. I mean, I can think of a few ways of doing it, but it's not like, it's not simple. It should be simple. I mean, basically, we've got a value of 0 that you just saw me define at the top in that array. We're just trying to subtract or add. I mean, it might be best just to put, this is where my Fico brain is showing out, because I'd have to put something like direction. Let's say right as well, because that's positive. I probably would have preferred to put left, but if it doesn't work, I'd rather it's the most simple one first. Oh, I kept forgetting. 14. Oh god. I do hate that as well, having too many labels, too many functions. Alright. I think you can like do stuff like add IX and stuff, but I'm just going to do it the way I know works. So plus 12 is what we want. I'm just going to have... Oh, I'm just going to have a constant ghost speed for now. Return NC, sorry. Oh god, it's signed and the compare doesn't work the same, does it? I can do equal to. I bloody hate signed numbers. Because I think that might affect the scrolling routine now. Let's try it anyway. Definitely not optimal, but it might work. The only thing that will hold it back is this use of sub ghost speed. So that actually makes it from 0 to like 254, doesn't it? Or something like that. So we might have a problem there, but yeah, we have. It's the compare on the left side, isn't it, that's doing something weird. In fact, it's whenever he goes left, because that's where he starts. So if I could start, when I spawn them, which is basically what I'm doing here, I could just make sure that's his leftmost position, if you know what I mean. But we do need him to be able to move left, so like from their start point. The only way I can think to fix it is a horrible way, and I'm going to think of another way, but that's to where we do this is positioning them on the screen. We actually want to find out what direction they are going as well as the scroll. I mean, having a zombie, for example, walking along the floor towards you is completely different to this. That would be much more simple. Because you're actually just like taking away a number from position every time there. What needs to happen is we're always adding it. It needs to know somehow that it's a negative number, you know. It's definitely treating, when I'm doing the add here, it's treating that number here as 2, 5, 4 or whatever. This is something I've been meaning to learn about from almost day one of learning assembly. And I've managed to put it off thus far. Just managed to get it working somehow. I think I get what's happening. This starts at 0. It subtracts 2 from it and becomes 2, 5, 4. So funnily enough, this compare still works, but the drawing bit doesn't, because you see him going back to the right position. You know, he goes right again eventually. It's confusing using side numbers. This is definitely the culprit. But what can you do about it, really? It needs to know it's a bloody negative. If it was a constant, I could put negative in front of it and it would work by doing add a. So we've got the S flag. I think I might have to do that. Comparing here, like I was saying. Which makes it a lot more complicated. Before I do that, I'm going to try and use the S flag, which I've never used. Because I want to know if it's less than that. Oh, of course, the S flag is just a sign flag. Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading a little bit about it. So you've got to check that the S flag's set so that it's signed. And then you've got to check the P and V to see if they're the same. Okay, so there's a PV flag, which is bit 2 of the flags. I don't actually see an example though of how to use the PV. I'll have to look that up in my own time. Oh god, they've linked me to the main manual of the Z80 now. Damn them. Double drop. Well, in that case, let's just try 0 there. And like I say, at the moment, with this code, I've just got to make sure that right is the first way they move. And I start them from their leftmost position. Let's at least see if that works. Yeah, see, it works now. But... So I've got a lot to learn about signed numbers and how to use them in that specific type of scenario. And of course I've got to slow the game down. You know, I haven't added any sort of delay to the movement or animation, other than that 1 frame thing at the start in the main game loop. I mean, if we made another type of enemy, let's just call it, wait, where's these defined? There. Ghost. Walker. Look at him go, exactly, man. Mega speed. Like I say, I'm definitely going to definitely going to need to work on that, especially the side, you know, the negative numbers. It's only the ghosts that actually need all this. Ghost Walker will just go left all the time. So I'll put left, we'll use the direction, but we're not actually going to use offset. Then again, we probably do need the offset. Because of the way this scrolling's being handled. No, we don't. What we do is we just move his world position. But obviously that's in cells, yeah? So we'll have to do that same way we were doing. Well, we've done several ways. One is just to move them on the high byte and increment the low byte. And then you only see him moving, you know, at a certain rate. But that has the negative effect of clicking through the cells still. We've been using the scroll routine here. The scroll offset. It's interesting. Do you reckon? Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so. Because I knew some of the, it's all slowed down a lot, the pace of the channel, because I'm in such new territory here, you see. So it's always slow going, but I'm getting there. I think the next project I start, I'll hopefully have quite a lot of ideas of where to go with, you know, how I'm going to lay it out and everything. I said we don't use the offset, but do you know what? I still think we do best need the offset here. Because then we can scroll properly. Because we can't do this twice, you know what I mean? We can't set the position and then set it again somewhere else. I'm just trying to look. What are we actually exactly doing in this routine? Oh look. Oh, I was about to make a massive mountain out of a molehill here. Yeah, exactly. Just got to keep practicing, man. It's so much to learn. Sometimes, especially with this scrolling routine, it's took me out of my comfort zone again. But I had to really, otherwise it was going to get boring, you know. But hang on, we've got position here, haven't we? That's getting calculated in this very routine. So don't forget, yeah, if I change this, then 1 frame later it's just going to get set back to this. Yeah, it's true, Moz. It's true. And it feels out of the comfort zone, but you do take in a lot of new knowledge, which is what we're here for, really, isn't it? Just think one day, in months to come, be knocking up games for this, no problem, you know. It'll be all about making decent looking sprites then, that's the hard bit. Yeah, so like I say, unfortunately, if I try to set the position, it was a really nice. I'm gonna go back to it soon. I actually had someone on YouTube ask me for more original ZX, and I do like that idea. I'd have to learn compression, I think, on that pretty soon, so that we could actually make a full game, or just stick. I could definitely reignite the Spiky in Space project. That just needed. That was like in a bit of a mess with the jump labels and that, but I think I can sort it out. Yeah, unfortunately, if I try and set this position later, it'll change, but then immediately 1 frame later, it's going to get reset to this. So really, we have to change it in here. Guess we could just put it at the bottom there. Hmm. Nightmare. What a nightmare. I'll try it. I'm going to try it set some way separate actually. I'm going to, with Ghost Walker. Oh, it really would, Moz. That's the idea one day, mate. That's what this tools folder's about, but it's a long way off doing anything worthwhile, really, that I wrote. Everything's now just EMOOC stuff, really, there. But we will get there eventually. Generic. Make every routine generic, you know. I mean, actually, if you got really, really clever, there's nothing stopping us, like, coming up with an array like that, right? That can suit almost anything called an object. And then you've basically got a game engine there. Like, of course, you need the routines, like you were saying, so that they could load. Well, basically, though, as long as it worked with all of them data there, you could create a GUI where someone could draw a sprite in the corner, populate these with little tick boxes and drop downs to say where they want it to start and all this. And you've got an actual graphical game engine all of a sudden. It's not quite there with this, of course, but it's not that far off. I mean, that's an ambitious statement, what I just said. That's a long... I'd rather make games, you know. But I reckon if I started to do that now, and by next year, it'd probably be done, you know, by the time the next actually got released. Second version. It would be crap, and people would have much better ones. But it would be something. Yeah, definitely. It's in there as an idea in the head, but I've got this deluded idea that I can make a game good enough that people would buy in the when the next comes out, which gives me, like, you know, almost a year in it. That would be my goal. Not secretly, but you know, that's my sort of secret aim. And putting a manual for it and everything. Maybe not a physical release, but it would be amazing to do that. It'd have to be like a pack of games if it's going to be a physical release, I would say. Yeah, so instead of doing what I was about to do, I'm just going to move the world position. It's annoying the way we've handled the screen layer, the positioning of the objects, because I can't just change these values. They're just going to get reset. And it's a real problem here. And I don't really want to have another set that's like just there. It's a possibility though. No, I'm going to make offset here a word in a second. That's how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to learn to use them properly. But it's going to be a long journey, that, I'm afraid. A boring one as well, probably. Unless Emook swoops in and says, oh, this is how you do it, you idiot. But I don't think it's quite that simple to summarise it in one sentence, that's the problem. I'll probably have to do a lot of reading. So yeah. That would be a solid achievement, man. I'll definitely do some like that first, because I need to get my name out, obviously. If I got some good games good enough, I would do it on itch for free. I'd just say, like, pay what you want, you know. And if they were popular, you know, then I could maybe do a pack of them and sell it, like a 5-pack. All with manuals and everything, you know. It would probably end up costing about 25 quid to buy though, wouldn't it? That's the problem. By the time you have manuals and boxes and delivery charges. Do they play them off an SD card? Is that the only, like, data storage or whatever you call it? Removable media? Or do people actually use CD? Floppy disk? Makes sense just to use SD card, doesn't it, to be honest? That's the whole point of them. No, I don't like it there. So I've made myself a stupid extra task by putting all these in one array like this, really. But it does save on a lot of this. This is only happening one time, you know, for all of the objects. One time for each, I should say. I've got to change this, so I've got to go and do it in the code as well, which is annoying. 12, 13 and 14, I'll have to remember. That's what I'm going to put a space under 11. I'll make that direction. That doesn't need to be a word. We don't really even need it right now. But... So it's the other way around, isn't it? There we go. Whoops. Finally. Okay. So we'll change all that code I just did. It was here, some of it. I guess we may as well just load DE. Although, can you do that with the X? I'm not sure. IX messes up doing that. Or in 15 now it is. So I know it's wrong for this side, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because it at least does something. Ah. I was getting a bit confused. Alright, that might work. Correction's now 12. probably not optimal. There's probably lots better ways to write this code. What was I doing here? Hmm. Let's try that. So see if it looks the same. Let's comment that out. Got an error. Objects, line 249. Oh. Just want to see if it works. It's not meant to be like. It's not meant to be like that. I literally have no clue what was happening there. Let's try about that a second. It was scary. It was quick. I need to learn how it worked and control that. Okay, so it's working again. Do you know what? I'm pushing that to GitHub before I lose it completely. Yeah, that's good. So somehow about how I've messed this offset. There should be a value in pixels for the X offset. That's all I want to do. It might be now it's a word. It's not working as negative at all, even though it was going left. But let's try putting a breakpoint in here. What? Straight away? What? I've got this is alive ball. Is in view. I don't think I ever use it though. I think I stopped using it. See, look, we're just setting the bit of IX8 instead. Maybe I should start using it because then I could. That's one step towards fixing that thing where it's reusing the slot. Set in view. I think we can just do that, you know. That seemed to work without an error. That'll do for now. There's probably some way we can expand on that and make it so that it can reuse some of the same slots. We can actually just not bother moving it if it's not in view. Oh, I didn't put a breakpoint in. Whoa! Because we hadn't drawn him before, he hadn't gone off the screen and buggered up. So we got to see him. So I reckon he's never gonna move right then. He's just not flipping back. Because of the it's 2 bytes now and I'm comparing with just 1 probably or something like that. Oh no, it is moving right. Even though he's moving left. Move right. I did wonder if that was happening, but I don't know why. So his direction is right and he's moving right. Yeah, he's just doing whatever he wants. Ooh. How can I fix this then? So it's adding the minus number, but oh, why am I adding? Yeah, that's why. Well, that's one of the reasons why. Yeah, that was the reason why. But hey. So now that seemed to work actually as well. For the walker, we just want to do this constantly. And instead of getting out and flipping it back to right, we'll just wait till it's at the edge of the camera's position. Cheers, Moz. Cool, I knew it was all under control all along, honestly. Not. I mean, he should have just went out of view. Perhaps we just need that in view. Oh no, we've already got that. Oh, we haven't on the left though. I mean, to be honest, it should just go at the top of that other one. We might not even need to check anything else. We do need to kill it though, because otherwise it'll just keep coming back at the other side of the screen. That's why I should have kept that as separate. I do need an is alive, don't I? I could set this to be dead, couldn't I? Yeah, why not? I mean, it's only a bite, but maybe I could just do that anyway. No, I better not. This should only happen on ghost walkers, so if we just set it to dead right at the end, it should never be seen again. We do have to make sure that it doesn't get drawn though, but we'll deal with that separately. So we're looking at what we want to know is we're never moving its world position. So we'll need to do what a git. I don't want to have to do like a whole never any doubt, cheers man. I don't want to have to do like a whole routine like I've done to position him just to find out if he's dead. There must be a way. I guess we'll probably just give him a limit. Like a constant. Like we got here. Oops, why am I running the game? And because we know, well, that's actually oh bugger. That's a word, isn't it? The only way I can think of this now then is to have two compares. So I guess if we know that that's 0, H, we can return without killing him. And if it's not 0, we just want that to be that value there. Let's just do it bits. And it was ix plus 1. I'm just going to set to be in fact, I think we can just do it like that, can't we? Not dead. Yeah, object dead. Right, so there should be a walker now then. Give him his own slot. Oops. I get a bit suspicious with the slots, so I'm going to make that 15. I don't know why. I feel like I've forgotten something, but let's just try it. Oh, some breakpoint. It's not looking good, whatever's happening there. Oh, did I forget to set his world position? I should have been fine. I maybe just didn't save it. Why can't it find break there? What? It's not looking good. What the hell have I done? I don't see any breakpoint. What the hell's going on? Not. Objects update. Break. What was it? Definitely obj update start. It's here. There's no break there. What's going on? I've forgotten what I've changed already as well, but I really thought it was going to work. It's this bugger, wasn't it? That's all I changed. Can't see that fixing it, but maybe. Weird as hell. I wonder if I remove the macros definition. It's still there. Some sort of emulator thing. That's crazy. Is it the word I just defined? Define word 01DD. No, that's 477. If I remember using that. Weird. Whoops. Whoa. Why is it going to a break point? Get the club out. How's it drawing? Oh, just the sprites, okay. So it's still hitting this break point. I'm completely at a loss there. Still there, the breakpoint. I don't know what I did for that to suddenly happen. I thought I'd already used it with these words and it did work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16. That's correct. Load up GitHub because I just pushed it when it was working, didn't I? Oh god, it doesn't make a lot of sense, the edits, because I've messed around. Just try commenting them out quickly. It's still there. What the bloody hell's happened then? The only file I changed since the working code was this file we're looking at. And I hardly changed it. I just changed it back and it's still doing it. No pumpkins no more. No. There's some strange bugs here. Weird. Well, I guess I'll call it an end of the stream here, unfortunately. Can't even run the game, but I'm going to get it back off GitHub. Just go from there. Luckily, didn't lose a lot. I'll take a zip of this as well. We didn't change it a great deal at all. But I haven't got that long before work now, so as long as they don't work me till God midnight, I'll be on again later. Yeah, that might be it, man. That might be it. Something weird was happening, but I mean, I'll quickly try restarting it just literally from here. But I probably need to restart my old computer, yeah, because probably C-spec. But I'll try it just from doing VS. Seemed to come out of nowhere, that did. I really didn't expect that. Yeah, it's still there. Oh well, yeah. Thanks a lot for watching, Muzz. I'll almost certainly be on later. So hopefully I'll see you there. If not, you know they're always on YouTube and that anyway, so yeah. See you later on, mate. Take it easy. Bye bye.